Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon or good evening wherever you may be. It's time for another one of our geek videos. This time I'm not going to be doing an unboxing because the thing that I'm going to be talking about has already been unboxed. I'm actually going to be doing a review of a Samsung Galaxy S3, kind of a hands-on look around the phone and a little bit of a review. I don't know whether you guys are following us on Facebook or Twitter. If you're not, which rock have you been living under? Let me know. The links to Facebook and Twitter are down below, but if you have been following us, you'll know that we haven't had time to do any journey videos this week, and it might be like that for a little while. But I've got a few geek videos planned for you guys to keep you entertained while the journey vlogs don't go on. So we're going to bring you in close. I can't show you the S3 at the moment because it's loading, but we're going to bring it in close to it so that you can actually see it and we can have a look around it and talk about what it does. It's exciting, right? Yep, I'm excited. Are you? Okay, let's bring you in close then. Okay, so in front of you, you can see the Samsung Galaxy S3, which is this, and this is a cover which I will talk about in a little while. I've taken it off so that I can show you the phone, so we'll just put that to one side for now, and we can talk about the phone. The phone is pretty lightweight. It's really thin, as you can see, and it looks really stylish and really neat. I like this phone very much. It feels really light in your hand though. Some people don't like that. I've had people tell me that they like to feel their phone when they have it in their hands, but this one is pretty light and it's not something that you can really feel. We have a 1.9 megapixel front facing camera on the front here. Next to it we have the proximity sensor. This controls whether the screen turns itself on and off depending on how close you are to it. So 1.9 megapixel front facing camera and one proximity sensor on the front. At the bottom of the front side you have a real button here in the middle, which is kind of like your home button, and on either side you have capacitive touch buttons that don't really exist, but if you tap them they do things. On the left hand side of the phone there is a volume rocker, which is just here, and there's nothing else on the left hand side. On the right hand phone this is a power button, but if you push it in for a short press or a long press, I don't really know which it is, but I know if you press it for a little while it will also bring up a menu to switch to flight mode and all kinds of other options. On the top of the phone, if I can flip it up for you guys, there is a headphones hole, and that's about it on the top of the phone, I think. Yep, just a headphones hole. On the bottom you can see it's already being used. There's a loader here. It's like a mini USB port, and the charger can either go to the wall or can be connected to the computer. There's a microphone down the bottom here somewhere, and at the top somewhere as well, which I've forgotten to mention, there's a little hole for the loudspeaker. At the back of the phone you have a built-in LED flash, and you've got an 8 megapixel full HD camera on the back. It actually records in full 1080p HD. The phone itself has a 1.4 GHz quad-core processor. There's 1 GB RAM inside of it. The touchscreen is 4.8 inches. It's a full HD screen, so it's 720 by 1280 pixels. Well, it's not full HD, okay, it's just 720p HD screen. It's 720 by 1280 pixels. It's an AMOLED screen, which when we switch it on in a minute you'll see it means it's really bright and really colourful. And yeah, that's about all the specs I know of this phone. It runs, when you buy it, it runs on Android Ice Cream Sandwich, which is 4.0, but this particular handset is running the latest version of Jelly Bean. I've actually had this handset since Christmas, or just before Christmas, when I moved to the Netherlands, and I gave it to Jessy for a while to use because the phone that she had was smaller. But now we've swapped phones again. You've seen the X-Pop unboxing from Alcatel that I did a few weeks or months ago, and she's now using that phone, so I have my S3 back. I'm happy about that. Anyway, shall we turn on the screen and have a look at what Android looks like, or at least what it looks like through my settings. When you turn on the screen you have a lock screen, and it can be unlocked several different ways. You can have it unlocked by a pin or pushing a series of buttons. I don't have any safety stuff on my screen, so it's just a case of sliding it like that and it unlocks it. and then you're presented with your home screen. This version of Android can actually give you 7 home screens. I believe I have only got 5. Can I operate this thing upside down? Yeah, I've only got 5 on here. But yeah, you can add up to 7 home screens, and you can just slide across them and see. What I've got is just widgets and applications on here, which are all kind of handy and helpful. There are a lot of applications that I download from the Google Play Store, and the Google Play Store gives a crap load of free applications. So that's how your homepage of the Google Play Store looks like. And yeah, that's where all my applications come from on this phone. I like the bright colours on this screen. Makes it really super easy to read. And there's another feature that I like about Jelly Bean, or I don't know whether it's Jelly Bean all round or whether it's just a Samsung option or what, but there's a widget here called negative colours, and if you tap it, you see that the phone looks all weird and crazy. But now if I go back to my home screen and tap on Hootsuite, which is this app here, I think, you'll see why I like this, because now Hootsuite is black with white text and makes it easily readable, which is really nice for visually impaired people. Speaking of visually impaired and people with disabilities, there are other accessibility options on this phone. There's a talkback option, there's a mono sound option. I'm having to translate everything from Dutch. If you can see the screen, you can see here that everything's in Dutch. So there's a mono sound option for those who are having hearing problems, and there's also a sticky keys option. I've never tried it out, but I guess it's for people that have severe problems with their hands and coordination. I have a little bit, but I can manage it myself, so I don't need the sticky keys option. And yeah, I don't know what other accessibility options there is, but this particular version of Jelly Bean is almost as good as the iOS on the iPhone for accessibility. So this is why I like this phone so much, and this is why I got it back. Because on the Alcatel that Jessy is using at the moment, we cannot use all these accessibility options. 1, because it's not running Jelly Bean, and 2, because it's not a Samsung product. The original Samsung keyboard on this phone is black with white letters. However, if I go to Hootsuite again, there's a really good app on here that I like called Go Keyboard. And it means that you can, as you can see, change the keyboard to whatever colour you like. And I have mine set to orange letters on a black background. It's kind of easy for me to see, but you can set it however you like. There are even other themes that make it look like an iPhone keyboard and so forth. So yeah, that's another good thing about the Android, that you can change for yourself. I suppose I better let you see some of the other features of Android. One of the things I like about this particular phone is the menu system. If I can ever get out of Hootsuite, let me out. Is the menu system. The menu system can be made into really huge text if I hit the settings button correctly. The menu system can be changed so that you can see really huge text, and as you can see again, it's black with white text, which is easily accessible for people with a visual impairment like I have. And the negative colours will obviously change it to white on black if you want that, but okay, that's your choice. It means that the menus in here are really easily accessible. I can read them, and it's all in list form, so everything is really easy to find. I guess the one thing that you really want to see is the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it, and you can see that it's trying to make a picture of my table here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a picture of you guys. I am going to make a picture of you guys. Are you ready to smile for the camera? I'm making a picture of you so that you can see how the picture quality is on this phone. I think the picture quality on this phone is pretty awesome, and I've just been setting this phone up for the past couple of days, and we've only just swapped them. And one of the good things about Android is it gives you tutorials about everything that every new app that you open, it tells you how to use it. But I've used this phone before, so I don't want to have the tutorials, and I don't want to do all the things that it's suggesting me to do. But now you can see the picture quality of yourselves. it's a pretty good camera for 8 megapixel. I've also actually used this. Have I used this one or did I use the S2? I think I've also used this phone for vlogging before. So if you go check back through our vlogs, you'll see the quality of the video, which is pretty awesome. It's not quite the standard of a Canon camera. We have Canon cameras in the house, but it's pretty awesome quality. The other thing that you guys will probably want to know about is Google Chrome or Internet Explorer. I actually run Google Chrome on this, and I've been googling the specs of the phone. Obviously I don't know them from the top of my head, so it's going to load the specs of the phone. And the good thing about Google Chrome is you can zoom in and zoom out, and it doesn't lag, and it doesn't lose your quality of your website page. So I quite like that option. That's a good option again for the accessibility. It loads web pages really fast. It doesn't do them so fast if you're running it on 3G. I don't think this phone is 4G compatible. I don't know, I could be wrong. But it doesn't do them so fast on 3G, but okay. It loads them pretty fast, and it's pretty handy, so, and there's no lag when you're searching the internet, so it's pretty good for that too. Oh, and I was going to talk about the cover to you guys. I can't put it on at the moment because it's loading, but the cover is just a soft plastic cover that I've bought from a website called Ontwerpen Case. It's a Dutch website, and as you can see it has our picture on the back of it, which is kind of cool and kind of awesome. You can make any kind of design, and the covers are pretty cheap. I think you pay like 15 euros for a cover like this, and it just can't really show you because it's the charges in the bottom of it, but it just clicks onto the back of the phone and protects your phone a little bit. I find that these phones with the really shiny backs get scratched and damaged really easily, which is why, one of the reasons why I put a cover on there. The other one is because, like I said before, it feels really light in your hand, and it almost feels like you don't have anything in there. And for me personally, that means I will drop it really easily because of the, oh, like that look, see, because of the lack of coordination and dexterity in my hands. So if you have a bit of difficulty with that yourself, then you probably want to consider getting a cover for it. But for the rest, it's a good phone. It does exactly what I want, which is to navigate my social media and send WhatsApp messages. That's a look at the Samsung Galaxy S3, and there are some more geek videos coming up. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you will stay tuned to watch the others that are coming up in the next couple of weeks, and let me know what you think. Have you ever used Android? Have you ever used the Samsung Galaxy? Let me know what you think of the phone, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching. We will see you again next time.
Just connect team, go for it, boom boom. Connect team, go for it, boom boom. Subscribe.